Hello everyone, welcome to another guest internet video. Today I'm going to answer a question that a lot of people ask us. How can I set up a link, a Wi-Fi link to another location 5 kilometers away, 10 kilometers away? Well, the answer is not very easily, unfortunately. We have some wireless equipment for point-to-point links. The wireless equipment that we have uses what's called a panel antenna, and that has an angle of dispersion about 30 degrees. So pointing that antenna is pretty easy. You really don't have to work very hard. In order to illustrate this, what I did was to set up a little model here, and I think by looking at this model maybe you'll understand exactly what the issue is. Okay, so let's push the little model a bit closer to you. This is a model showing trees, and we have two antennas here, a point-to-point link, and these antennas are patch antennas. And one thing we have to know is that these antennas can't just be at the height of the tree, they have to be way above it, because there's an effect called a Fresnel zone. So let's say the trees are 15 meters tall. The patch antenna, if it's operating at 2.4 gigahertz, that has to be 5.6 meters above the top of the tree. If the antenna is 5.8 gigahertz, then it has to be 3.6 meters above the top of the tree. So if we look at the tops of the trees, then the antennas have to be that height above the tops of the trees. Now, the panel antenna is maybe only good for communication over 1 kilometer. So if you have this scenario, then you can put the antennas en masse. 2.4 gigahertz, 5.6 meters above the trees, 5.8 gigahertz, 3.6 meters above the trees. Okay? If you want to transmit further, then you have to go to a different type of antenna at these points. You cannot use a panel antenna over about 1 kilometer. You have to go with a parabolic antenna. And so on my little model, I have a couple of parabolic antennas, which I can then put on the model. Now, with these antennas, I can transmit further, past 1 kilometer. However, they have a beam width of about 2 degrees, which means that they're very hard to adjust. Okay? And let's say they're working at 5.8 gigahertz, then I need 3.6 meters for every kilometer above the trees. So let's say I want to set up a link for 10 kilometers, which I can do. Okay, it means that I have a height of 15 meters for the tree, it might be higher, plus then I need 10 times 3.6 meters, 36 meters above that. Okay, so I've got 15 plus 36 meters. That's going to be the height of my tower in order to communicate. Now, because the beam width is very narrow for the parabolic antenna, that's how I get a longer distance, by having a narrow beam width. I'm going to have two people, one on the top of this tower, one on the top of that tower, carefully adjusting the direction of the antenna so that the other antenna sees it. So you can see that setting up a point-to-point link, or we call it a wireless bridge over a long distance, is a job for professionals, people who've got a lot of experience, because they're at the tops of the towers making very fine adjustments to the direction of the antenna. So we don't offer parabolic antennas because we generally don't work with people who have the expertise to install them. We have patch antennas which are good for about 1 kilometer, and we provide information on how to configure that. So this is a model showing how to set up a point-to-point link. Now, we have information as well. You can contact us to get further information about configuring a point-to-point link. We'll be very happy to help you. But consider this: setting up a point-to-point link up to about 1 kilometer using a patch or a panel antenna is pretty straightforward. Setting up a link for several kilometers is very difficult. Okay, you need a different type of antenna, which we don't sell, and you need an expertise in order to line up the antenna. Well, I hope that was informative for you. Please, as I said, get in touch with us for more information, and we have information about other types of installations as well, which you can ask us for. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.